Hey folks, Karo here with another Fortnite related video. Today's video was meant to be part 2 of Fortnite Fridays, so part 2 of the video that I did earlier this week. I'm not doing that tonight. I'm changing it because there's something that happened in the last 24 hours. A big thing in the world of Epic Games and the world of Fortnite. Such a big thing, it actually has some ramifications beyond Fortnite, and I want to talk about that in particular, but we'll have to get to that point. It is regards to some news that I'm sure some of you would already know. Some of you may not know, in which case that's why I want to go through it quickly as I can. So I'll get straight into it. In the last 24 hours, something happened in Fortnite, and that was they started a new event. And the new event was sort of like a discount event for V-Bucks. So to put in perspective, the cheapest pack for me in Australia is 15 Australian dollars. That will give me 1,000 V-Bucks. The most expensive pack will be $150, and that's been now reduced to $120, and the cheapest pack has gone for 15 to 12. So either way, the cheaper. They've cut them a little bit down. It says in the notice board for a period of time, doesn't give us a time frame. There have been some rumors about maybe this is a permanent thing. I don't want to talk about that per se. But this has happened. Also, for those people that have purchased V-Bucks in the last fortnight, I believe, since the 31st of July, you will get some of that V-Bucks that you've spent back. So in my case, I got 760 V-Bucks back. I know other people have got 1,000. I know other people have got 2,000 V-Bucks back. And I guess that's a good move by Epic. No, I don't guess. It is a good move by Epic Games because obviously they want to ensure that the people who have bought V-Bucks don't get upset because they're like, hang on, so you're telling me if I held it off for 2 days, I would have got more bang for my buck. So, nice move. Thank you. We also got free pickaxes, or free pickaxe with 2 selectable styles. So that's pretty cool too. So overall, not bad. Played Fortnite, went to bed. Next morning I woke up, or this morning I woke up, and I always like to check the news updates for the various games that I'm involved with. So Fortnite is one of those games, Summoners War is another one, Dungeon Hunter Champions is another one. So I like to check the news, see if there's anything happening. And something was happening in the world of Fortnite, and that is Fortnite has been removed from the App Store, the Apple Store. It's been removed. And further reading tells me that for Epic Games in response, within an hour, has produced a video, which is a parody video of an ad campaign that Apple did back in 1984. The video that they're doing is called 1980 Fortnite. On top of that, I found out that Epic Games will be taking Apple to court. So some big things have been happening. So let's just take a couple of steps back and talk about what that's about. Now, also what happened last night, which I didn't check because it didn't really apply to me, was on the notice there was a link, and if you clicked on the link, it would explain for iOS users, and I think it's also for Google Play users, you could pay the standard price of your V-Bucks or the discounted pay direct for your V-Bucks. Now, what that means is you're paying Epic Games directly and you're paying at a cheaper rate. So you still get the same amount of V-Bucks, but cheaper. So you've got an option. You could pay the normal standard amount, which is 15 Australian dollars, or the 12 Australian dollars at a cheaper rate directly to Epic Games. So you can imagine most people are going to pick the most direct one. Now, what this did is break the agreement that Apple has with Epic in regards to Fortnite being a product sold on their App Store, which is there's a percentage of the money they make that goes to Apple. And that's not just for Epic Games, that's for everyone. That's a standard thing across the board. Not just for games, it's for every software that is sold on the App Store. And there is a percentage. I didn't realize how big that percentage was until today because I read up about it. And what Epic Games have done in doing this option for iOS users is they have broken that agreement, that they're getting all the money directly and the Apple Store is getting none. And so Apple, in response to that, said, well, you breached our agreement, goodbye. Now, in doing that decision, Epic Games responded with a video very quickly, may I add. So what that tells to me is that this was planned. Epic Games had this all worked out. They knew when they did this move that this is what would be the end result, that the Apple company would kick it off their thing so that iOS users cannot download Fortnite and they won't be able to update Fortnite when the next update occurs. At present, you can still play it, but as soon as the next update happens, you're not going to be able to play it. They knew that was the risk they were taking, and so they had this video drawn up, and I'll provide a link to that video below in the description. And the video that they produced was 1980 Fortnite. Now, for those that are not familiar, that is a direct parody of an ad campaign used by Apple in the year 1984. That is not why it's called 1984, but that is when the ad took place. And the ad was Apple trying to promote how wonderful they would be around the whole realm of technology, of software, of the future of this realm, in creating diversity and fostering a community of creators and for software, various softwares, whether it's games or other type of software. And when you look at that ad and you compare to what they are now, that is clearly not the case anymore. The App Store that that Apple control charges companies. I've already mentioned this. They charge companies to sell their product on their platform. Now, how they do that is a percentage of the money they make goes straight to the Apple. Their argument is obviously what they're doing is ensuring that the software is legit software, that there's no hacking, nothing of that nature. They argue that they're doing it for consumer safety. So that is why they're charging, and I get why you charge, because that's a product that they're producing, so they need to make money out of that. What I didn't realize is that the percentage they're asking out of every sale made by the various companies and creators of these softwares is 30%. Now, to put that in perspective, let's say I bought a new app off the App Store for $10. $3 of those dollars go straight to them, and $7 goes to the company. And you think, well, that's not bad. You still get a majority of the cost. Except it makes it very hard when you've got almost 1/3 of your revenue being taken up by another company. That didn't actually help you produce said product. It makes it very hard to make money. This is why these companies exist. They do make money. And this goes for purchasing the actual software to in-game purchases. This leaves companies with two options. Option A is, I was going to sell this product for $10. They're going to take 1/3 of my revenue. It's just enough to get me by. So they can just keep going. So remembering any money that companies make, that's meant to be paying for the staff that helped out with that product. It's meant to be paying for any of the resources used to make said product or maintain said product, like Fortnite. That's a living game. So there's a lot of things invested in creating these games, in creating the software, whether it's games or not. And that money, 1/3 of it's already gone. Option 2 is that they increase the amount that they ask for the sale. And in doing so, it makes it harder to sell said product easily and numerous times. But at least they make a bit of money when they do sell the product. But logically speaking, that would be less than what it was at its original price. So, instead of being a $10 product, it might be a $13 product. Again, doesn't sound like much, but when you put the figures increasing to higher amounts, it actually makes a big difference. So that's Epic Games have deliberately done this move to be kicked off by Apple Store, So they could retaliate with their parody video of the 1984 ad that Apple did to make a point. And that point is quite simply this. Apple have a monopoly on the various programs that these people are trying to sell, the companies are trying to sell, the creators are trying to sell. And is actually doing the exact opposite of what their original ad was about, which was about creating diversity in the marketplace around this area of technology. And they're doing that because not all companies can survive. They can't survive a 1/3 of their take gone. They cannot survive that. Not in a long term. Not unless they have some backing. Epic Games have enough backing. They've done this game Fortnite for 3 years. And they've got enough of a fan base, they've got enough publicity from it that they can afford to do what they're doing now. If they'd done this 3 years ago, this would not work. This would not prove any point. But now what they are doing is making a point. And that point is enough is enough. You are asking for too much money from content creators. You're asking too much money from people who make these products. And you're stifling the marketplace. That is what they're doing. I can understand if it was a percentage that was a lot less than 30%, but 30% tells me they are just money hungry. And so Epic Games have deliberately done this move to get kicked off, to make that point, to then use the parody ad to further that agenda, that campaign. The hashtag Free Fortnite is what they're cleverly using. Now, Epic Games could lose quite a bit of money out of this. I mean, they still have, Xbox, they still have PlayStation. I think they still had Android, but I'm thinking that might be in jeopardy as well. Don't quote me on that though. That's not confirmed. And PC. So they've still got a lot of people who are still buying in-game purchases for V-Bucks. But it's still a large portion of their gaming community that will be affected by this move. So it's a bold move and a risky move for them, and a risky move for those who will be directly affected by it. They then have, I guess, put their money where their mouth is, and not only have they done that ad campaign, which will get the public support from both the gaming community that play Fortnite and the gaming community around that, and hopefully community members beyond that, and I want to talk about that in a second. So they've got that support. So they're going to put the money where their mouth is and actually challenge Apple directly in court. They're going to say to them, look, what you are doing is exorbitant. You are taking too much money from these people who are creating this. You are killing the industry. You are killing newcomers to the industry. And that does not give diversity, which is what your whole campaign back in 1984 was about. So that's what they're doing. I find interesting, if you actually watch the video, as I said, I'll put the links down for both the original 1984 video from Apple and the current 1980 Fortnite video from Epic Games. At the end, they actually don't deny what they're doing. They don't deny that they've broken their deal with Apple, that they've done a double doozy in the sense of going, well, no, we're not going to give you that 30% revenue. So they don't deny that. And what they're doing is directly challenging that monopoly that Apple hold within that industry. So that just, as quickly as I could, that's where I've got to this point. Now, why does this have further ramifications than just Epic Games challenging Apple? These are two big companies that are about to hammer each other. For what purpose? What does this change? Now, if Epic Games are successful, if they can get their argument across, and if it actually is agreed that what Apple is doing is holding monopoly on the industry, it might force Apple to loosen that grip, which means lessen the amount they're asking for. I mean, they really don't need 30% income. Let's be honest here. They make enough money from other products that they sell. The ramifications can be quite deep for not just gaming community, not just Epic Games, but all the other creators of software, whether that software is a game or whether it is a music software, whether it's a recording software, whether it's a to-do list software. A range of products will be affected by this change. They will get more money in their pockets and less money towards Apple. And that's not just with Apple. This starts a precedent for other online stores like Google Play, things like that. This is actually a very bold move and has broader ramifications than just Epic Games and their pocket. And I tip my hat to Epic Games because what they're doing is they're taking the brunt of this to try and pave a way for other people who are creative enough to make said software to actually have a chance in the industry. And I mean, if you know anything about the history of the CEO of Epic Games and the history of Epic Games as a whole, this guy comes from grassroots. He created a software that was quite popular, and I think he recognizes deep down that if he created that software at this time, in this age, he would not be making money from it, and he would be losing out, and he wouldn't get very far. And so he and Epic Games, the company, are going to take one on the chin to try and pave the way in arguing this point that certain companies like Apple are having a monopoly on this platform. And I guess that's why they're getting the backing of the Fortnite community, because already you've got how many players out there that play Fortnite via iOS devices going, crap, I won't be able to play this game. I've spent money in this game, I've done this, and I'm not going to be able to play this game because of what Apple have done. So they're going to back Epic Games. You're going to have the Fortnite community as a whole going, hang, I've got friends that play on iOS devices, or I think that's unfair. And they're going to bite back and they're going to support Epic Games. So already you've got a bit of a community backing a big company that's taking on a big company. Why do I think this broad? And this is why I want to highlight this, because this is broader than just Epic Games. This is broader than just the gaming industry. This is software that gets sold on platforms like the Apple Store, like the Apple App Store. Everyone, in some point in their life, will have purchased an app off the App Store. Now, you may not purchase that with actual money. You may just download it for free, and it may have pop-ups that try and sell you stuff. Whether you actually purchase anything is irrelevant. The fact is that it will change the industry in regards to making things a little bit more consumer friendly. I mean, already you're looking at the evidence of that with Epic Games, in the V-Bucks are now cheaper. Now, this could be for a short period of time, yeah, sure, but if it's not, I mean, how much am I saving every time I buy a 1,000 V-Buck pack? I'm saving $3. Doesn't sound like much, but when you add it up, within 5 purchases, I'm able to do another 1,000 that I wouldn't have done before. And that's just using Fortnite as the example. I'm using Fortnite examples. That's the one that's paving the way for this. They are pushing back and paving the way for community beyond just the gaming industry. And that's why I think making this a very public thing will be beneficial, not just to the game I love, or the games I love, but beyond that. So, that's why I want to talk about this. I think this is a big thing. It's a big deal. This could change quite a lot of things that have been stuck in the way they are because of a big company like Apple holding a monopoly on that stage. I think it's pretty clear where I'm sitting, which is I'm in favour of what Epic Games are doing. I think it's a bold move, and I think it's great to see a big company like Epic Games willing to stand up, not just for themselves, but understandingly knowing that they're standing up also for the smaller companies out there that technically are Epic Games competition. That's something I'm really impressed to see, that it still can happen in a capitalized system such as what we've got. And so I really think there's an opportunity here to make the general community, not just the gaming industry, not just the Fortnite community, more aware of what's about to take place here. This is a big deal. And I wish I could just explain just how big a deal that is. I hope that some of the information I've passed on to you gets you to understand just how big a deal this is. Epic Games, you've got my support. I'm a small content creator, but you've got my attention and you've got my backing 100%. And I hope that other people will jump on board. Good on you for taking a stand, taking a risk for that stand. And I hope that a resolution can be made, not just for you guys, not just for the other producers of software that would try and sell and make something of itself, but also for the players that are directly affected by this move. Good on you. As I said, I will leave a link in the description below for both the original 1984 ad that was produced by Apple and the 1980 Fortnite ad. I did blab on far longer than I expected. I didn't want to go for 20 minutes, but I just wanted to highlight this is a very big step, and it has some ramifications beyond Fortnite and beyond Epic Games. All right, guys. Karo signing off. Catch you in the next one.